What if I told you some monkeys outsmart traffic, others run criminal barter systems, and a few can communicate danger with a vocabulary more precise than human words? These aren't cartoon sidekicks or zoo attractions. These are elite survivors, engineers, strategists, and social masterminds hiding in plain sight. From rainforest canopies to frozen mountains and crowded cities, monkeys have evolved intelligence, culture, and tactics that blur the line between animal instinct and human behavior. Today, we're diving into the most mind-blowing monkeys on Earth. And once you see how they think, steal, fight, cooperate, and survive, you'll never look at a monkey the same way again. Vervet monkeys are basically the surveillance experts of the savannah. If danger had a control room, these monkeys would be running it. They possess one of the most sophisticated alarm systems in the animal kingdom. Different predators trigger different vocal calls, and every sound has a specific meaning. A sharp bark sends the troop scrambling into trees to escape leopards. A short cough snaps heads upward as monkeys scan the sky for eagles. A rapid chatter warns of snakes, launching vervets away from the ground in seconds. This isn't instinct, it's learned behavior. Infants spend their early months watching adults react, slowly mastering a survival language. It functions like a spoken warning code passed down through experience. Vervets also recognize individual humans. They can remember for years who's friendly and who's dangerous. Social life runs on a strict hierarchy where rank is everything. Status determines food access, grooming partners, and mating opportunities. Their famous blue and red genital coloring isn't decorative. It's a clear signal of dominance and reproductive status. Mothers are fiercely protective. Infants cling tightly for months, and separation triggers loud screams and instant troop defense. Then there's their mischievous side. Vervets are notorious for stealing alcohol or eating fermented fruit. Studies show they prefer sweeter alcoholic mixtures, much like humans. Cute, clever, and chaotic, these monkeys are far more calculating than they look. Olive baboons don't just live in groups. They operate inside full-blown political societies. Their troops function like small villages, complete with alliances, rivalries, betrayals, and grudges. Some conflicts don't fade, they last for years. Males and females form strategic friendships that go far beyond chance encounters. Males will often protect specific females and their infants, even when paternity is uncertain. These bonds aren't emotional accidents. They're calculated social investments. Rank disputes can erupt instantly. Power is always shifting beneath the surface, and everyone is watching everyone else. Physically, baboons are built for intimidation and survival. Their massive canine teeth, among the largest of any monkey, aren't for eating. Those teeth are weapons. They're designed to end arguments before they start. Baboons are omnivorous tanks. They eat fruit, roots, insects, birds, small mammals, and even young antelope. When threatened, baboon troops don't panic. They organize. They surround predators, mobbing leopards and hyenas with coordinated aggression. Strength comes from numbers and confidence. Infanticide can occur during male takeovers, but some males counter this risk by forming fake friendships with infants. Those babies become social shields. Mess with them, and the whole troop responds. Highly adaptable, baboons thrive in deserts, forests, and cities. They've learned to open doors, steal groceries, and raid farms with unnerving precision. Raw intelligence plus muscle is a dangerous combination, and baboons have mastered both. Geladas are evolutionary oddballs. They're the only primates on Earth that live almost entirely on grass. Instead of hunting or foraging like most monkeys, they graze. They sit upright for hours, plucking individual blades of grass with surgical precision. It's less monkey behavior and more cow with hands energy. And somehow it works. Their lifestyle is just as extreme as their diet. Geladas live in massive societies that can exceed 1,000 individuals. These giant groups are divided into tight family units. Together, they move across the Ethiopian highlands like living cities. During the day, the grasslands buzz with non-stop chatter. Everywhere you look, geladas are vocalizing, interacting, and watching each other. At night, the entire population makes a dramatic retreat. They climb down sheer cliff faces and sleep on near vertical rock walls. Predators can't follow. The cliffs are their fortress. What truly sets geladas apart is how they communicate. Their iconic red, bleeding heart chest patch isn't decorative. It brightens dramatically during ovulation. That color shift acts as a long-distance fertility signal. Males maintain harems and defend them aggressively. But leadership is fragile and can change quickly through combat. Geladas also have one of the most complex vocal repertoires of any primate. They produce rhythmic babble-like sounds with a cadence eerily similar to human speech. From grass-only diets to cliffside sleeping and vocal conversations, geladas feel less like monkeys and more like a bold evolutionary experiment that somehow succeeded. The Proboscis Monkey is proof that evolution sometimes commits fully to absurdity. And somehow it works. Adult males sport enormous dangling noses that can hang past the mouth. They look ridiculous, but those noses are far from useless. They act as acoustic amplifiers. The larger the nose, the deeper and louder the honking call. That sound makes the monkey seem far bigger and more intimidating than it actually is. In proboscis society, intimidation starts with acoustics. Even stranger, females prefer larger noses. This is one of the rare cases where exaggerated facial features are directly favored by sexual selection. The biggest nose often wins without a fight. Dominance is decided before contact is ever made. Internally, proboscis monkeys are just as extreme. They have multi-chambered cow-like stomachs designed to ferment leaves. This allows them to survive on tough, low-nutrient vegetation. But the adaptation comes with serious risk. Eating the wrong fruit can cause lethal bloating. One bad meal can be fatal. To balance that vulnerability, proboscis monkeys are excellent swimmers. They have partially webbed feet and move through water with ease. When threatened, they'll leap straight into rivers. It's a reliable escape from predators like clouded leopards. Infants are born with striking blue faces. That color slowly darkens as they age. Their extreme dietary specialization makes them incredibly difficult to keep alive in captivity. They are living proof that specialization is both a superpower and a gamble. Snow monkeys are the ultimate cold weather primates. They thrive in conditions where most monkeys would freeze to death. Winters in their range can plunge below -4 degrees Fahrenheit, -20 degrees Celsius. Survival comes from thick seasonal fur that grows long in winter and sheds in summer. It's essentially a built-in parka, perfectly timed and brutally effective. Their most famous behavior, soaking in steaming natural hot springs, isn't instinctual. It's cultural. Young monkeys learn to bathe by watching older troop members. Knowledge spreads through observation, not genetics. But even bath time follows strict social rules. Rank determines comfort. Dominant individuals soak in the warm center of the springs. Lower-ranking monkeys are left guarding the icy edges. Their intelligence shows up everywhere. Snow monkeys wash food before eating it. They remove dirt, sand, and salt. This behavior spreads through groups like a learned tradition. Entire populations adopt it over generations. Culture, not coincidence. Society is female-led. Rank is inherited through matrilines, not earned through fighting. Mothers pass status directly to daughters. Family lines define power. When winter food becomes scarce, survival gets creative. Snow monkeys expand their diet to the absolute limit. They eat bark, buds, roots, and even dirt. Anything edible becomes fair game. In a world dominated by tropical primates, snow monkeys stand apart. They're proof that intelligence and culture can conquer even the harshest environments. Spider monkeys are the aerial acrobats of the rainforest. They're built almost entirely for life in the treetops. Their prehensile tails are unbelievably strong. They can suspend their entire body weight from the tip alone. That frees all 4 limbs for feeding or movement. It's gravity-defying efficiency. Even more astonishing, the tail isn't just strong, it's sensitive. The underside is covered in fingerprint-like grooves. These give the tail tactile feedback nearly equal to a human hand. It can actually feel branches before committing weight. That turns the tail into a true 5th limb, one that thinks before it grabs. Spider monkeys are also missing something important. They don't have thumbs. What sounds like a disadvantage is actually an upgrade. The lack of thumbs allows smoother, faster swinging through dense canopy, less snagging. More flow! Socially, spider monkeys live in constant motion. They use a fission-fusion system. Groups split apart and rejoin throughout the day. Everything depends on food availability. This flexibility boosts survival. But it comes at a steep cost. Mothers give birth only once every 3 to 4 years. That makes population recovery painfully slow after habitat loss. Spider monkeys are also critical forest gardeners. They disperse seeds across miles of rainforest. Entire ecosystems depend on that movement. Without them, forests change. Young spider monkeys rely heavily on social learning. Orphaned infants rarely survive on their own. In the canopy, strength matters, but intelligence and social bonds matter more. Capuchin monkeys are widely regarded as the brainiacs of the monkey world. They're often compared to chimpanzees for a reason. They don't just use tools, they understand them. Capuchins deliberately select stones based on weight and hardness. The goal is precise, crack nuts efficiently, not randomly. That's engineering logic, not trial and error luck. Some populations take intelligence even further. They rub crushed toxic millipedes or plants into their fur. This behavior works as a natural insect repellent and possibly as a medicinal treatment. It looks eerily like primitive self-medication because that's exactly what it is. Their intelligence runs deep in social life as well. Capuchins understand cause and effect. They can perform multi-step tasks with clear intention. Each action leads to the next. Social dynamics are just as advanced. Females form tight alliances. Together, they can collectively bully overly aggressive males. Power isn't just physical, it's coordinated. Infants ride on their mother's back, but they're frequently handled by other group members. That constant interaction accelerates learning. Social and cognitive development happen fast. And then there's their most human trait of all. Capuchins experience inequity rage. If one monkey gets a better reward for the same task, others notice. Some will even refuse food entirely. It's one of the clearest demonstrations of fairness awareness in animals. Smart enough to work and smart enough to protest. Tamarins look like living caricatures. Mustaches, beards, and flowing manes give them a theatrical edge. But those dramatic features aren't just for show. They help with social signaling and individual recognition. In dense forest habitats, looks matter. Faces become identity cards. Like their marmoset cousins, tamarins usually give birth to twins. That places an enormous physical burden on the group. One adult can't manage it alone. so the whole troop steps in. Infants are passed between members throughout the day. It's a carefully choreographed relay. This constant sharing prevents exhaustion and keeps the babies alive. Their social coordination goes even further. Tamarins use distinct vocal calls when food is found. These calls summon group members quickly. Resources are shared before competitors arrive. Predator avoidance follows a different strategy. Tamarins don't flee upward. They stay low and fast, darting through tangled undergrowth where larger hunters struggle. Social harmony is tightly controlled. Dominant females can suppress ovulation in subordinates. That prevents internal competition before it starts. Order is enforced biologically. Strong pair bonds anchor Tamarin society. Mated pairs groom, travel, and defend territory together. Cooperation comes first. In the Tamarin world, teamwork beats chaos every time. Howler monkeys don't need to be seen to be feared. You hear them first. They're the loudest land animals on Earth. Their roars can travel up to 3 miles through dense jungle. That thunderous sound comes from a hollowed-out hyoid bone in the throat. It acts like a biological megaphone. These vocal explosions aren't random noise. They're strategy. By roaring, howlers establish territory and settle disputes. No chasing, no fighting, just sound. It's intimidation without contact. And it works. Their diet explains the rest of their lifestyle. Howler monkeys eat mostly low-energy leaves. That means calories are precious. So movement is limited. They conserve energy by moving slowly and deliberately. Up to 70% of their lives are spent resting. That makes them some of the most sedentary primates on the planet. Efficiency over speed. Parenting is cautious and intense. Infants cling tightly to their mothers for months. A single fall can be fatal. There's no room for mistakes in the canopy. At dawn, rival troops often erupt into synchronized roar-offs. Entire forests turn into echoing sound battles. It's not chaos, it's communication. For howler monkeys, volume replaces violence. Squirrel monkeys may be small, but their brains are anything but. They have one of the largest brain-to-body ratios of any primate. That turns them into lightning-fast decision-makers in the treetops. Their eyesight is razor-sharp, sharp enough to spot insects in midair. They snatch prey with pinpoint accuracy, speed and precision working together. Safety comes from numbers. Lots of numbers. Squirrel monkeys live in massive troops. Some groups reach up to 500 individuals. That sheer volume creates chaos. Constant motion overwhelms predators before they can lock onto a target. Their world isn't ruled by speed alone. Chemistry plays a major role. Squirrel monkeys rely heavily on scent marking. They rub urine on their hands and feet. As they move, they leave invisible chemical trails through the forest. It's communication written in scent. Breeding season brings one of their strangest traits. Males develop fatted male syndrome. They balloon in size due to hormonal shifts. Not fat, just biology flipping a switch. Mothers synchronize births within the troop. That way, predators can't single out one vulnerable infant. Their movement style seals the deal. Hyperactive, erratic, unpredictable. Ambush becomes nearly impossible. In the rainforest arms race, chaos is their greatest weapon. Rhesus macaques are survival chameleons. If humans live there, chances are rhesus macaques can too. Jungles, temples, crowded cities, highways, nothing is off limits. They adapt faster than almost any other primate on Earth. Their flexibility is so extreme that scientists study them to understand how intelligence evolves under pressure. They're living experiments in adaptability. They even possess a blood type system strikingly similar to humans. That biological overlap makes them invaluable to medical research. But their intelligence isn't just physical. It's deeply social. Rhesus Macaques remember who shares food and who cheats. They track favors, debts, and betrayals over long periods. Think accountants with fur and very long memories. Nothing goes unnoticed. Life inside a Rhesus troop is intense and unforgiving. There's no room for weakness. Mothers are strict disciplinarians. Infants are pushed toward independence, early, or risk falling behind socially. Rank rules everything. Dominance hierarchies are rigid and constantly enforced. Disputes can erupt into violence in seconds. There's no slow buildup, just instant escalation. In cities, their intelligence reaches another level. Rhesus macaques have been observed watching traffic patterns. They time road crossings with unsettling precision. It's real-time risk analysis in action. Their resilience has a darker edge. They can carry and spread diseases without showing symptoms themselves. Biologically tough, epidemiologically dangerous. These aren't just monkeys surviving alongside humans. They're adapting, calculating, and in many cases, outthinking us. Woolly monkeys are the heavyweights of the New World canopy. Built thick, muscular, and powerful for life high above the forest floor. Their bodies favor balance and strength over speed. Everything about them is designed for control, not haste. Their prehensile tails are astonishingly strong. Strong enough to hang their entire body weight while feeding. That frees all 4 limbs. Perfect for manipulating fruit and steadying on branches. Woolly monkeys don't rush through the trees. They move slowly and deliberately. This careful pace conserves energy, a necessity when navigating massive rainforest giants. Towering trees shape their entire lifestyle. Every movement is measured. Ecologically, their impact is enormous. Woolly monkeys rely heavily on fruit and seeds. They swallow seeds whole, then carry them far from the parent tree. Those seeds are dispersed across vast distances, helping regenerate the rainforest. This earns them a crucial role. They're some of the forest's most important seed spreaders, but their strategy comes with serious vulnerability. Reproduction is slow. Females give birth only once every few years. There's little room for population growth. Infants cling tightly to their mothers, often for more than a year. These long bonds are essential for survival, but they slow recovery even further. When forests are disturbed, woolly monkeys struggle. They're highly sensitive to stress. Habitat loss and hunting hit them hard. Populations decline quickly. Because of that sensitivity, they act as warning signals. When woolly monkeys disappear, rainforest health is already in trouble. Golden lion tamarins look almost mythical. Blazing orange manes frame their faces like miniature lions crowned in fire. That vivid coloration makes them icons of the Atlantic forest, but it also makes them vulnerable. These tiny primates depend on dense, continuous forest. When that habitat disappears, so do they. Survival for golden lion tamarins is built on cooperation. Their social system leaves no room for independence. They are cooperative breeders. The entire family helps raise twins. Siblings assist. Unrelated adults help too. Everyone has a role that no one sits out. Parenting is a full team operation, especially for fathers. Males carry infants up to 80% of the time. That's some of the heaviest lifting in the primate world. Adults rotate babies constantly. Infants are passed from one carrier to another. It prevents exhaustion and keeps everyone functioning. At night, families retreat into tree hollows. They seal themselves inside like living fortresses. This protects them from snakes and nocturnal predators. Safety through shelter and teamwork. Not long ago, golden lion tamarins were nearly extinct in the wild. Their story almost ended. Intensive reintroduction programs changed that trajectory. One of conservation's greatest comeback stories. Today they stand as living proof. With protection and cooperation, even the most fragile species can recover. Barbary macaques are evolutionary outliers. They're the only wild monkeys living in Europe. They survive snow, frost, and harsh mountain winters. And they do it without hibernating. Their thick fur and stocky bodies act as natural insulation. Built-in cold weather armor. These adaptations let them endure freezing conditions. Conditions that would kill most primates outright. But what truly sets Barbary macaques apart is their social structure. Their society breaks the usual monkey rules. They live in male-inclusive groups, and males actively care for infants. That behavior is extremely rare among monkeys, and it changes everything. Males frequently carry babies during tense encounters, not for bonding, but strategy. Infants act as social shields. Their presence reduces aggression from rival males. Female mating behavior adds another layer of protection. Females mate with multiple males. This creates paternity confusion. No male knows for sure which infant is his. That uncertainty lowers the risk of infanticide and dramatically increases infant survival. Conflict is often avoided altogether. Barbary macaques rely heavily on facial expressions. Subtle looks help de-escalate situations. Violence is often avoided before it starts. Despite living wild, many troops have adapted to tourism, and they've done it with unsettling intelligence. They steal cameras, bags, and food with surgical precision, learning human behavior faster than humans expect. High in the mountains of Europe, Barbary macaques prove that cold climates and complex social intelligence can thrive together. Long-tailed macaques are masters of human chaos. They thrive where forests blur into cities, temples, and tourist hotspots. Their intelligence is razor-sharp and completely unapologetic. These monkeys have learned to identify high-value objects, phones, glasses, wallets. They steal with precision, not randomly, strategically. Often they trade stolen items back to humans. Food is the ransom. It's calculated behavior. And it works. Their long tails play a critical role. Acting as perfect counterbalances, they sprint across cables, railings, and rooftops. Like parkour athletes in fur, balance, speed, and confidence keep them untouchable. Urban environments become playgrounds. What truly sets them apart is culture, not instinct. Tradition. Different troops develop localized behaviors. What works in one city may not exist in another just miles away. Mothers actively teach infants how to steal. Techniques are passed down like family secrets. It's learned behavior. Refined over generations. They're also strong swimmers, capable of crossing rivers and even coastal waters. Land or water obstacles don't slow them down. Adaptation is their specialty. This mix of intelligence, boldness, and flexibility has made them wildly successful. One of the most adaptable monkeys on Earth, and one of humanity's most persistent wildlife rivals. Where humans go, long-tailed macaques are never far behind. Common marmosets are tiny primates built for a very specific lifestyle. Every feature they have serves a purpose. Unlike most monkeys, they don't have flat fingernails. They have claw-like nails. Those claws let them cling vertically to tree trunks like squirrels, perfect for life on bark instead of branches. That adaptation pairs with something even more specialized. Their teeth are razor sharp. Marmosets chew holes directly into tree bark. The goal isn't insects or leaves, it's sap. Sap is tough, sticky, and low in energy. Most animals avoid it. Marmosets turned it into a niche advantage. They tap a steady food source few competitors can use. While others struggle, marmosets keep feeding. Reliability beats abundance. Life moves fast at their size. So does their metabolism. Common marmosets almost always give birth to twins. That's rare and demanding among primates. To make it work, fathers carry infants nearly full time. Mothers focus on feeding and recovery. Siblings and extended family pitch in too. This system is called cooperative breeding. Raising young is a group effort. No one survives alone. Communication stays subtle. Marmosets use high-pitched ultrasonic calls. Many predators can't hear them at all. It's stealth built into sound. But survival comes with pressure. Their rapid metabolism leaves no room for error. They must eat constantly. Miss too many meals and starvation can set in within hours. Dusky leaf monkeys look like two different animals over the course of their lives. The transformation is dramatic. Infants are born with bright orange fur. So bright it practically glows in the forest. That color isn't just cute, it's protective. The vivid orange makes babies impossible to ignore. It draws attention from the entire troop. Multiple adults interact with and care for the infant. That constant attention reduces neglect and aggression. As they grow, the color slowly fades. Bright orange gives way to soft gray tones. The adult coat blends perfectly into the canopy. Suddenly, they're nearly invisible among leaves and branches. Their bodies are built for a quiet life above ground. Long limbs and tails allow smooth, controlled movement. They flow silently from branch to branch. The forest floor is rarely touched. Inside, they're even more specialized. Dusky leaf monkeys are biological leaf processing machines. They have multi-chambered cow-like stomachs. These ferment leaves before digestion. That system lets them survive on fibrous and even toxic plants. Food most monkeys can't handle, but the adaptation comes with danger. One wrong food choice can be fatal. Eating the wrong fruit can cause lethal bloating. Every meal is a calculated decision. When predators appear, they don't run. They freeze. Stillness and camouflage become their defense. Movement would give them away. Communication follows the same philosophy. Quiet over chaos. They rely on subtle facial expressions and gentle calls. Loud alarms would attract the wrong attention. In the world of dusky leaf monkeys, survival favors silence, patience, and precision. Gray langurs live at the intersection of wildlife and spirituality. In many parts of India, they're considered sacred. That status allows them to roam freely through temples, towns, and cities. They move without fear of harm, woven into daily human life. Tall, pale, and almost ghost-like, they appear calm at first glance, but that peaceful image hides a volatile social reality. Langurs are highly specialized leaf eaters. Their diets focus on tough, fibrous plants most animals can't handle. To survive on that food, they've evolved multi-chambered stomachs. These ferment leaves efficiently, extracting nutrients where food quality is poor. It's a powerful adaptation. and it allows langurs to thrive in harsh environments. Despite their serene reputation, langur society can turn brutal. Power shifts change everything. When new males take over a troop, infanticide has been documented. Infants may be killed to force females back into fertility. At the same time, langur parenting is deeply communal. Babies are frequently handled and cared for by multiple females. This shared care spreads responsibility, and it strengthens bonds across the group. Physically, langurs are built for speed and distance. Their long limbs allow them to leap more than 45 feet in a single bound. They're also vocal sentinels of the forest. Sharp alarm calls cut through the trees at the first sign of danger. Deer, birds, and other animals listen closely. When a langur sounds the alarm, the threat is real. Colobus monkeys are built for flight without wings. Everything about them is designed for the treetops. They lack thumbs entirely. What sounds like a flaw is actually an advantage. Without thumbs, there are no snag points. Grip improves, and high-speed leaping becomes smoother and faster. Their striking black and white fur isn't just dramatic, it's functional. As they move through shifting light and shadow, the pattern breaks up their outline. Motion camouflage in action. Colobus monkeys almost never touch the ground. The canopy is their highway system. Dozens of feet above danger, they move tree to tree. Down below simply isn't necessary. Internally, they're just as specialized. Their digestive system is among the most advanced of any monkey. Colobus monkeys ferment toxic leaves safely. Plants that would poison other animals become usable food. A complex gut neutralizes plant defenses before digestion. Survival through chemistry. Infants are born pure white. The contrast is impossible to miss. That bright coloring draws attention from the entire troop. Multiple females provide care and protection. Territory is handled quietly. Colobus groups avoid violence. They maintain boundaries through calm patrols. No loud displays, no constant fighting. When they leap, the physics get extreme. Jumps often exceed 50 feet between trees. Their long tails act as aerial rudders, stabilizing mid-air movement with astonishing precision. Elegant, efficient, almost permanently airborne. Colobus monkeys are true masters of life above the forest floor. Mandrills look like they were designed by a neon-loving artist, but that wild coloration is pure biological messaging. They're the most colorful mammals on Earth. Electric blue facial ridges and blazing crimson noses steal the show. Those colors aren't just for flair. They intensify as testosterone levels rise. The brighter the face, the more dominant the male. It's status signaling in full HD. In dense rainforest where visibility is limited, this system is incredibly efficient. Mandrills can instantly assess who's in charge without constant fighting. It's dominance displayed at a glance, and it saves a lot of energy and injuries. But don't let the clownish face fool you. Mandrills are built like tanks. They have thick bones, massive muscles, and crushing jaw strength. Strong enough to break hard nuts, bones, and even small prey. Socially, mandrills operate on a jaw-dropping scale. They gather in enormous forest hordes called super troops. Some of these groups exceed 800 individuals. That's the largest stable group size of any monkey. Their diet is just as extreme. Fruit, fungi, insects, reptiles, amphibians, and small mammals are all on the menu. They bulldoze through the forest floor like living tanks. Nothing edible is safe. Mothers play a critical role in survival education. They dramatically react to toxic or bitter foods. Infants watch closely and learn what not to eat. One mistake can be fatal. Between the intimidating visuals, raw strength, and social complexity, mandrills are less cartoon character and more rainforest warlord. From grass-grazing cliff dwellers and hot spring bathers to master thieves and forest gardeners, monkeys are living proof that intelligence isn't one-size-fits-all. It adapts, innovates, and evolves wherever survival demands it. These species aren't just reacting to the world around them, they're shaping it, building cultures, passing down knowledge, and rewriting what it means to be smart in the wild. And as forests shrink and cities expand, their futures are increasingly tied to ours. The question isn't whether monkeys are intelligent. It's how long we'll keep underestimating just how close their world is to our own.